and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him. This is a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua. This is a terrifying human being.
Oleksandry Usyk didn't hold back when he tried to explain the gulf between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul.
Yeah, you're correct. If Anthony Joshua won, Anthony killed this guy. Listen.
Usyk, now widely viewed as one of the most accomplished fighters of this era, made it clear that he sees Joshua as someone operating in a class far above Jake Paul. Coming from a fighter who has defeated Joshua twice, first in 2021 with a clinical performance, and again in 2022 in a tighter contest, his words carried weight. Since those battles, Usyk has gone on an incredible run, beating Tyson Fury not once but twice, and handing Daniel Dubois another loss in their July fight. With all the belts in his possession and a reputation solidified through victories over the biggest names of his generation, he has every reason to feel confident in comparing levels.
Rolls-Royce, Fiat. Listen, it's true. Yeah, I'm not, типа, я не обзываюсь.
I have nothing bad in mind.
Yeah. It's just true. It's business, more money. Only this.
So we need to pray for Jake Paul.
Yes. I will pray Jake Paul because I want to fight with Jake Paul in Octagon.
Joshua has had a much more turbulent road since those two defeats. His last outing ended in a knockout loss to Dubois in September 2024, a result that sent shockwaves through the heavyweight scene. It left him with more questions than answers and pushed him into a long layoff. Now preparing to return, he finds himself taking on a fight that many fans would have once dismissed as impossible. An 8-round showdown in Miami against Jake Paul, streamed around the world, will mark his return to the ring. What makes this matchup even more bizarre is that Paul wasn't even originally supposed to face him. Paul's initial target had been Gervonta Davis, but when that matchup collapsed, the YouTuber decided to jump several weight divisions and experience levels in a single leap.
I think Jake Paul had a big realization when he did that face-to-face of AJ.
How big you are. Yeah. I think it was a real...
When he looked at AJ's chest and he actually looked up, it was so much Rocky Balboa, Ivan Drago. It was that.
It was that real come to Jesus moment where it's like, oh wow, you are bigger than you look in those pictures.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm sure he must have went leaving that press conference thinking, I am so glad I'm getting well paid.
Usyk took a surprising role as Joshua prepared for the comeback. After years of rivalry, the two heavyweights now maintain a level of respect that borders on friendship. Usyk invited Joshua to train with him and his team in Spain, helping him sharpen tools rather than trying to reshape him into a copy of himself. Usyk's approach comes from experience. He knows that fighters operate differently, that styles don't fit in everyone the same way, and that Joshua needs adjustments tailored to his own strengths. His camp has multiple coaching styles and training methods, and he made sure Joshua worked with a variety rather than just the setup tailored to Usyk's southpaw rhythm and movement. Joshua, an orthodox boxer with a more traditional heavyweight structure, gained specific tools designed to make him more effective, not to imitate his former opponent.
Anthony Joshua is Olympic champion. First. Jake Paul, it's a sportsman, YouTuber, showman, Rolls-Royce, Fiat. Listen, it's true.
So we need to pray for Jake Paul.
Yes. I will pray Jake Paul because I want to fight with Jake Paul in Octagon.
This dynamic, two former rivals working side by side, added an emotional layer to a fight that was already drawing international attention. Joshua is entering the ring as the veteran powerhouse, the man with decades of top-level experience. Paul is stepping in as the fighter who built his name through dramatic influencer events, but slowly climbed into legitimate boxing circles, fighting former UFC champions and even defeating Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in a cruiserweight bout. His victory over Mike Tyson in their exhibition the previous year caused outrage among many fans, who felt Paul had taken advantage of Tyson's age. For that reason alone, a lot of people are eager to see Paul face someone closer to his physical prime, and Joshua fits that description better than anyone Paul has faced today.
Jake Paul's trying to fight Anthony Joshua now. How do you think that's going to go?
Man, Anthony Joshua, I don't know why I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. No disrespect to Jake Paul, I think Anthony Joshua would knock him out. I'm staying like within like 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
You saw what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou?
Yeah.
Come on, I never seen Francis get knocked out.
Yeah, that's huge too.
Yeah,
I mean, they're both huge.
Yeah, he's huge. But You gotta hear the story. You gotta get Francis Ngannou in here and hear this story though.
I'd love to.
Bro, he was set up though, for real. I
On
believe
that
it.
fight?
Yeah, I believe him. Cause here's what they do, like what sometimes what people don't understand. Like in boxing too, I don't know a whole lot about boxing. You know, when you fight for promotion, they promote that fighter. So he's fighting in Saudi Arabia. So they was probably fighting at 3 a.m. and they had him in the locker room since like 12 o'clock. You don't do that to a fight.
George Masvidal chimed in with a perspective that added even more fuel to the conversation. He saw an interesting opportunity for Joshua, something beyond rankings or legacy. Masvidal believed that Joshua had a chance to become a sort of modern fable, a folklore figure if you wiped out Paul in dramatic fashion, made Joshua's involvement symbolic in Masvidal's eyes. He said, Anthony Joshua's a monster and Jake wouldn't even serve as a sparring partner for him. But we are about to find out what happens. I don't know what's going on. AJ made Francis Ngannou look like nothing, like he was a novice. So what should AJ do to Paul? The math is pretty simple. A different voice, former Anthony Joshua trainer Robert Garcia, added a layer of psychological intrigue. He has worked closely with Joshua before and understands the criticisms people throw at him. According to him, while Joshua should win comfortably, there is always a small cloud that hangs over discussions about Joshua's mentality. Garcia emphasized that a confident and fully present Joshua is nearly unstoppable for someone like Paul, but if doubt creeps in, if Joshua second guesses himself, then strange things can happen. The idea wasn't that Joshua would lose because Paul is better, it was simply that doubt is dangerous for any fighter, especially one who has faced public pressure and scrutiny as intensely as Joshua has. Garcia's insight reminded fans that the mental side of boxing plays a massive role in outcomes.
He's very, very...
How does he do with Jake Paul?
I think he should knock the shit out of Jake Paul, but fuck, in boxing, you never know, man. Especially, you know, people have already... it's not like something I'm making up. People have already questioned Anthony's head, his mind.
He's training with Team Usyk now.
Yeah, that's what I heard. His heart.
And he looks in great shape.
People have questioned that. But if it's a solid Anthony, you know, confident Anthony, he's got to knock the shit out of.
It's 8 rounds. What round do you think if a knockout happens?
Whenever he lands that hand.
Okay.
I think he should knock him out, but Jake Paul, like I said, you know, it's also has a big heart just for even taking that challenge. But Anthony should win, should knock him out.
If Jake wins, what does that say? It's a real fight, and he pulls it off.
It is a real fight, and look, everybody says Jake, oh, he's not a boxer. He's an MMA guy. Not an MMA guy, a YouTuber. No, he is a boxer. He trains. He's dedicated.
He fights.
He's
He makes
fighting.
money. Yeah.
He's been doing what all of our young prospects do, fight MMA fighters. Whenever we get an MMA fighter, we think it's going to be an easy fight. Whenever we get somebody, oh, he used to be a basketball player, now he's a boxer, well, it's an easy fight. We all do that with our young fighters. The only difference with Jake Paul is he's so famous, he's doing pay-per-view numbers and making millions. That's what people hate about him. But he's doing what everybody else does. And he's doing it a lot sooner now, because look, he already beat Chavez, a former champion. He's not fighting... No, he beat Mike Tyson, who, 60, a little too old. But he's fighting Anthony Joshua. That's a real fighter. That's a fucking real challenge. Nobody else is doing that.
As if the story needed more drama, KSI made sure he was part of it. His rivalry with Jake Paul has lasted for years, becoming one of the most heated back-and-forth sagas in influencer combat sports. Their feud includes call-outs, arguments, scrap fights, and tension that their fans never let die. With Joshua stepping in to face Jake Paul, KSI saw an opportunity that hit close to home. He secretly messaged Joshua, urging him to finish the job he hasn't been able to settle in the ring yet. Shut Jake Paul down definitively.
And now we get to see Jake Paul get knocked out. Fantastic. I messaged AJ being like, brother, knock this guy out. I want Jake to go into that ring and realize how he really is. Like, I think Jake already knows, but I want him to truly fear the man that's in front of him. I just want AJ to hit him with one stiff jab, just so Jake knows what the this is. Because let's be honest, if this goes 8 rounds, that's a loss for AJ. I don't even care if AJ wins, that's a loss for AJ, and that's a win for Jake. Jake has to be on the floor within those 8 rounds, repeatedly. I want a KO. I need it. I need it. So best believe I'll be watching this and this fight, and I'll be praying that both the outcomes I want come to fruition. Like, it was funny because when I was messaging AJ, he was like, yo, I didn't know you hated him so much. It's crazy because I think a lot of people think the beef with me and Jake isn't real, bro. Oh, it's real. I mean, publicly, privately, it's real. I didn't go to Logan's wedding because Jake was there, because I knew all the focus would be on me and Jake, and I didn't want to take that away from Logan because it's his special day with him and Nina. Why would I want to ruin that? Jake, good luck, brother. Fair play, bro. This is a big fight for you. You're gonna get your dollar bills, yo. I hope you realize that you are in that ring. And I will remind AJ every single day how important it is for you to get knocked out, Jake.
Ryan Garcia offered his own evaluation, and he didn't sugarcoat anything. From his perspective, Paul made a massive mistake choosing Joshua. He believed Joshua possessed everything Paul should have avoided: size advantage, devastating power, technical skill, years of elite experience, and a proven ability to finish huge men like Francis Ngannou. Garcia imagined Paul realizing the difference in real time when the bell rang and the first punches had landed, the kind of power and pressure he had never experienced in his influencer fights or even his matchups with aging fighters.
If he could win 1 or 2 rounds, to me that's a W, you know what I mean? So this fight is probably the worst fight that Jake Paul could have taken. Out of all the fights he probably had a choice, you know, myself, who else did they say? I forgot. The other guy, you know what I mean? That's worse. This is a big dude, heavyweight. Like, how you go from 135 to 225? Like, you know, it's gonna be difficult. But
why do you think he takes it, Ryan?
He's just addicted to doing huge fights. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he has so many options. He's always looking for the guy that can make the most noise. You know, all his picks that he's fought in the pros has been guys that have some name, whether they're UFC fighters, NBA players. You know, you want Gervonta Davis. He's small, so I know I could beat him. He's probably thinking Anthony Joshua. He gets, you know, maybe his chin is suspect. Maybe he's not even thinking about me. So I'm gonna come in and somehow hit him with my right hand because he believes that his right hand is as strong as Wilder's. You know, the way he talks, like my right hand is like this. So I think he's seen Dubai. I can't say his name.
Dubois.
Yeah.
That's what he's thinking.
Drop his with the right hand. Oh, I could do that. Like, that's my shot. You know what I mean?
What about respect, though? I think Jake Paul's at a point where he wants respect. Because I do think he's better than what people think he is. Right? Now the stage is set. If he goes out there and battles with Anthony Joshua, we got to give Jake Paul 100%. Way more respect than we do now.
You know what
That's
Muhammad...
the victory. Just taking the fight. If he actually steps into the ring with Anthony Joshua, that's a victory.
That's big.
Then came Andrew Tate, whose reaction surprised almost everyone. Instead of mocking Paul or ripping apart the matchup like many expected, Tate focused on something else entirely. He respected the courage it took for Paul to accept such a dangerous fight. Despite normally criticizing Paul's career choices, Tate viewed this decision as genuinely brave. His unexpected approval created a strange shift in the narrative, because when someone known for being harsh suddenly shows support, it changes how people see the situation.
Jake's the same size, and Jake isn't a YouTuber. Everyone needs to stop talking like Jake is a YouTuber. Jake is a boxer. Jake has more money than 99% of professional boxers on the planet. He has a full-time training camp. He lives with a full-time gym, full-time trainers. He's dedicated his life to the sport for nearly 7 or 8 years. That's a professional boxer. He's an ex-YouTuber. And this whole narrative, I'm just a YouTuber, is a really good sales tactic, because Jake is a boxer.
Derek Chisora brought the conversation back to reality with a more grounded view. Having taken punches from some of the hardest hitters in heavyweight history, he understood the consequences of sharing a ring with someone like Joshua. To him, the matchup wasn't something to laugh about, but something to be cautious of. Heavyweight boxing is unforgiving, and every punch carries serious consequences. In Chisora's mind, the danger came not from Paul lacking courage, but from the brutal nature of the division.
Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. Do you think that's going to happen? And if it does, what happens?
Listen, as I keep saying to everybody, man, in the Middle East, there's a war happening, yeah? In Europe, there's a war happening. In Africa, people are dying. So we need a bit of entertainment. And right now, this is a great fight for entertainment for us right now.
A one-round entertainment. Surely that doesn't go past one round.
We never know. You never know. But you know what? As I said yesterday, Jake Paul will be so confident to get into this fight, because after you watched Daniel Dubois fight, you think you can do exactly what Daniel did. So, listen, I'm up for this fight to happen. And I want to see AJ, just put it lights out, this young man.
100%. Come on, AJ.
Finally, heavyweight David Alea, who had seen both Joshua and Paul in training environments, provided insight that balanced the debate. For him, Paul's standout quality wasn't his punching ability, but his commitment. Alea noticed how seriously Paul treated training. He surrounded himself with top-tier conditioning coaches, nutritionists, and professional support staff that many seasoned boxers don't even have access to. Paul asked questions, worked constantly, and pushed himself toward improvement. Alea believed Paul had prepared as well as anyone could for a challenge of this size. But at the same time, he hinted that Paul chose this fight deliberately, and the real reason behind that choice would reveal itself once they stepped into the ring.
I saw today Lawrence was sparring Jake Paul. Were you there as well? Or?
No, man, I'm in Dubai right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know I can't remember if you were part of his camp at one point or...
I was in the gym with them.
You didn't spar him, right?
No.
So what do you think? You've obviously sparred Joshua. What's going to happen?
Good fight. You know, I'm not the worst person. I always give political answers, don't I? I just sit back. But it's a good fight. I think. And look, Jake Paul knows why he asked for AJ. So we'll see what happens December 19th, right?
What was it like when you trained with him? Did he surprise you?
Who, Jake? He's a learner. He wants to listen. He asks questions. He does dig deep. Whatever's asked of him, he tries to provide. You know, look, everyone calls him a YouTuber, but this is a man with a lot of money, so he's obviously paid for the best of everything. So he's one of the best trainers, nutritionists, chefs, S&C coaches. He's studying the sport. You know, he's a full-time athlete now.
All of these voices create a build-up unlike anything boxing had seen in years. The mixture of traditional boxing and modern influencer culture turns the Joshua vs. Jake Paul showdown into a rare global moment where fans from every corner of the combat world pays attention. And at the heart of the storm is a heavyweight aiming to reclaim his place. A YouTuber daring to prove his legitimacy, and a champion who once beat Joshua twice now standing in his corner, ready to guide him back to the top.